On to revenue sharing. This is an area where I'm pleased. Over the last several years, we've continued to increase revenue sharing, and this year, the recommendation from the administration is another 10% increase, a 5% ongoing and a 5% one-time, as well as this new consideration for public safety. We've heard some feedback from the association on the public safety suggestion, but really the intent here was to ensure we know that a lot of these statutory dollars are used for public safety to begin with, but we were really hoping that we'd be able to provide additional resources for things like recruitment, retention, for buildings and whatnot, so that you don't have to draw down on some of those existing statutory dollars. But overall, a 17% increase recommended to the legislature, and I'm eager to see what they choose to do. Maybe they'll try to top it. They did that with universities. We'll see. So this just breaks down the recommendation specifically for the county portion of revenue sharing, which shows just under $300 million in total recommended for that portion. One of the areas as well that we've had a lot of conversation and a lot of change in the last several years relates to courts. This is a place I'm sure many of you have a lot of experience. And our courts have been doing a lot of work in these last few years. We've had significant changes and recommendations through things like the Trial Court Funding Commission, through the task forces on jail and pretrial incarceration, and through juvenile justice. And what you see in the governor's budget recommendation are intended to be direct linkages to those recommendations. You can see throughout the budget a lot of recommendations that come directly from the Juvenile Justice Task Force. You see a focus on making changes in trial courts, and one of the things that we've seen kind of throughout a lot of those requests is improvement around technology, which is probably not unique to our court system, but we know that that's been an issue for us over the last several years. So one of the areas where we had made a request last year, and I'm really pleased that the legislature partnered with us on this, is through, obviously through the Supreme Court, but a major initiative related to a statewide case management system, which is really intended to work from our partners at the local level as well as through the state to ensure that we've got a new state-of-the-art system that works together and across the state. And as we look at those investments, we know some of you were already using some of our existing resources, and so in order to try to reflect that, you also see this budget removes about $6 million worth of user fees that are currently paid into that system. So we're trying, again, to make sure that as we are doing that investment, that we are doing so in a way that is helpful to our partners at the county level.